right? Stack is a special type of data structure because we are studying about different data structures. So stack is one among them. It is a special type of data structure. That is, it is an ordered collection of items. So it is an collection of items which are arranged in some order where elements are inserted from one end and elements are deleted from the same end. That is what is stack. What is a stack? It is a data structure because we are talking about different data structures now: stack, queue, linked list, trees, and graphs. So five fundamental data structures we are going to study. The first data structure is stack. So it is a type of data structure in which we are going to insert the elements from one end and delete out the elements from the same end. And that particular end is going to be called as top end. So in this approach, what we do here is the last element inserted is the first element which will be deleted out. That means whichever element is going at the end, that is the element which will be going to come out of the stack. So hence it is also called as last in first out data structure. It is also called as last in first out data structure. So as you can see here, this is one example scenario. Here stack is shown, pictorial representation of the stack. So this is one stack which is having only one end. Usually stack data structure, it is having only one end, and from that same end itself we are supposed to insert the elements, and from the same end we are supposed to delete out of the elements. So that is called as a stack. Right? So this is the representation of the stack. So this is nothing but array representation. We are implementing our stack by using array. So this is one stack in which we can insert the elements or add the elements from this end and delete out the elements from the same end. That is called as a stack. So if you can see the set of plates, if set of plates, they will be kept one above the other, or you can compare with the collection of discs or CDs. You will be having one spindle like this, right? So they will be inserted from one end, and the discs or CDs will be taken out from the same end. So this is one example of the stack. This is diagrammatically using array representation. The stack is a data structure in which we are going to insert the elements from one end and we are going to delete the elements from the same end. That is called as a stack. So it is a fundamental data structure. It will be having only one end, because if you see the collection of discs here or plates, if you want to take out this plate, it is possible only after taking all these three plates out. If you want to take the second plate out, first you are supposed to take this place out from the stack. That means from this end only. So we will be inserting from this end only and we will be deleting out from the same end. So that is called as a stack. So stack is a fundamental data structure in which we'll be inserting the elements and deleting the elements from the same end. For example, this is the stack and this is the bottom of the stack in which we have inserted elements. What are the elements? 10, 20, 30 up to 100 elements we have inserted. And where whichever is the element at the top of the stack, that is called as stack. Which element is present now at the top of the stack? Element 100 is present at the top of the stack. At the bottom of the stack we have element called 10. So these are the different operations what we can do with the stack. Right? So push means inserting an element onto the stack. Means if you are trying to insert an element, technically that is called as a push operation. If you are trying to delete out an element from the stack, if you want to delete out an element from the stack, that is technically called as pop operation. Overflow, because there will be having some limitation for this. For example, if this is an array which can hold 150 elements, or say which can hold 150 elements. So after 150, you will be not allowed to store any other elements. Why? Because it has its limitation is over, and that condition is called as a overflow or stack full. So when there are no elements at all in the stack, it is not having any of the elements and the size of the stack is 0. So then we call it as a stack empty. So these are the fundamental operations, and we'll be covering each and every operation one by one. So as I said earlier, whenever we talk about any of the data structure, we'll be studying about abstract data type of that data structure. What is abstract data type? It is going to tell the overview of the different operations, what we can do with that data structure. For example, when you talk about array, so what are the different things that we can do with the array? That is what is abstract data type of that array. For example, whatever the different operations that we studied with the array, inserting an element, traversing the array, deleting, right? So all these operations we studied with the array, and that was studied with the help of abstract data type. So similarly, we will be studying abstract data type for the stack now. So it is ADT stack is the one that shows various operations that can be performed on the stack. Once we have the stack data structure, what are the different things that we can do with the stack? That is what is ADT stack. So it is written as follows: beginning of ADT stack, what actually it takes set of elements, 0 or more elements. Because if you can insert more than one element, then the stack will be having some elements. If there are no elements in the stack, then there are 0 elements. So basically the numbers or objects what we are trying to insert. Different functions. That means when you want to interact with the stack, you should interact with the help of functions. So when you talk about functions, obviously we make use of parameters. What are the parameters? Some size for the stack, say 10. If size is 10, stack can hold 10 elements. It is some positive integer. If stack size is 20, then our stack can hold 20 elements. So these are prerequisites. And here, yes, we are taking some name for the stack. Any name you can give here. In this place, you can give your name also. Then item is any element which is belonging to the stack. That means this is the item which we are inserting or deleting. It can be anything. Item can be anything, 10, 20, 30, whatever, all the numbers. So basically, what is an item? It is some element which we are trying to use with the stack. So these are the prerequisites. Now coming to different operations, what we can do. So 3-column structure, return type of the function. All these are indicating return type. When we execute that function, what outcome is, what is the name of the function, and what parameters it will take, and what the operation is being. So whenever you want to perform different operations with the stack, first you should be able to have the first thing is you should create the stack. So that is the first function. I want to create a stack by using array representation. And what is its size? You specify any size you want. That means if the size is 10, what this function does, if you have called this function something like this, create of 10, what it does. So the meaning of this I had explained in the previous class. I'll tell once again. Double 2 times scope resolution operator equal to, what it indicates here is implemented as, that means create stack function is implemented like this. So this is what is implementation for that. This is what is implementation for that, right? What this function does, creates an empty stack, whose maximum size is stack size. If you have given 10, the size of the stack will be 10. If you have given 20, the size of the stack will be, if you have given 200, an array which can hold, first we create, because once we have the stack, then only we can perform different operations with that particular stack. Now, when you have the stack, say for example, let us take this create with the parameter of 5. Let us first create this stack with the size of 5. The size of 5. So how it looks, I'll show it here. Because once we create, we will be able to perform different operations. For I will showing it vertically, as we are simulating it for the other day-to-day life aspects. I am showing it. Yes is name of the stack, and assume its size is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As we are making use of arrays, the indexing Same. It is same as that of the array only. For our understanding purpose, we are using the vertical node. S is the name, index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is nothing but array only. But this stack has elements from this end and delete out elements from the same end. This stack, right? So assume we have created the stack, and what is the size of this stack? So size of this stack is equal to 5. So meaning is it can hold 5 elements. It can hold 5 elements. But still the strength is not up to expected. Only 33 students are there. 1 second. I'll take attendance now. Later also. I will be taking somewhere in between 3 times attendance. Right, so once we click on download attendance sheet, it will get downloaded. So I'll be taking throughout the class 2 to 3 times attendance. Right, size of the stack is 5. So we have created the stack. So once you have created the stack, see it's full, because in this case it is not full. There are no elements in this stack and it is not full. That means still you can insert the elements. Still you can insert the elements. This stack is not full now. But there will be situations when you go on inserting, the stack will become full. For that purpose, it's going to return Boolean value, true or false. So it is going to return Boolean values, true or false. Stack will be full if the number of elements in the stack, the number of elements in stack S is stack size. So what is the size of this stack now? Size of this stack is 5. How many elements are there in the stack? 0 elements. So if you go on inserting the elements, the size of the stack may become equal to the number of elements may become equal to size of the stack. Say for example, here I have inserted 10, I have inserted 20, then I have inserted 30, 40 and 50. Now what is the number of elements? Say for example, n indicates number of elements in the. So how many numbers are there in this stack? The stack has 5 elements. What is size of the stack? This 5 is equal to 5. When size of the stack is equal to number of elements in the stack, we are going to tell it as stack is full, because stack is full. If you want to insert one more element, that is not possible, because the maximum limitation of the stack is over. So that is what is the meaning. So that is what this function does. If the stack is full, it will return true. If the stack is not full, it will return false. That's it. So if stack is not full, then the next operation what we can do is we can insert some element onto. Push means inserting. Onto which stack? Onto this stack. Which item? This item. That is possible only if it is true. If the stack is full, say stack is full. Else, insert the item onto the stack, yes, and return. Return type is always return. So what push does? Onto this stack, insert item. Onto this stack, insert item. I'll basically explain how this function works. Right? I'll take this snapshot and I'll come back here. Right? The same statement from this notes I have taken. What actually this function does is push means inserting an element, and the return type will be always the stack itself. Updated stack, always updated stack will get. The thickness, whatever I am writing, is it okay, or should I increase the line width of the line? Is that okay? Whatever this line I am drawing, you can see now the thickness of that line. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Right, you can see, but if you are not able to see, then I can still increase that thickness. So how this push function works here is push, insert an item onto the stack. Onto which stack? Onto this stack. Yes, which item? 10. What it indicates here is onto this stack, insert an item called. After execution of this, what will be impact onto the stack is an item called 10 will get inserted. An item called 10 will get inserted onto this particular stack. So if you execute once again this element push of s comma 20, if you execute this once again, what happens? One more element 20 will get inserted here on this. That means what we are doing, something we should somewhere we should have pointer for this for inserting. So basically, how long this push will work? This push will work only if there is a space here. If space is not, I'll call this function once again. Insert one more element, yes, comma 30. So this will be successfully inserting 30 here. Once I will call this element by taking an element called 40. So 40 will get in. So once again, I will call by taking an element 50. So 50 will get inserted. So after this, there is no space onto the stack. If I call this push function once again by using some parameter called 80, so then 80 we cannot insert. Why? Because stack is full. The limitation for the stack is only 5 elements. More than 5 elements you cannot insert. So that is what it is telling here. That is what is implementation part. What this implementation part says, if stack is full, you cannot insert. If stack is not full, just insert the element onto the stack. Is empty. You are going to check whether stack is empty. In this case, stack is empty. It will simply return true. If there are some elements, then it is false. If there are some elements, then it is pop. Exactly push. What pop does, taking an element out from the stack. Deleting out an element from the stack is called as a pop. So before you delete, you should check whether it is empty. Now, in this scenario, can I delete an element from the stack? Is it possible to delete an element from the stack? No. Why we cannot? Because there are no elements only. So if there are no elements in the stack, we cannot delete the element. So before deletion, you should check whether are there any elements in the stack. If there are elements, then only we can delete the elements. If there are no elements, we cannot delete the elements from the stack. So the same condition we are checking. If it is empty, just simply return that stack is empty, we cannot delete the elements. That is error condition. Else, take out the elements from the stack. So what pop does? Pop of yes function. So pop of yes function. How it works here is, say there are elements called 20 and 10. So when you execute pop of yes, so what it returns here is take delete out the topmost element and return it. What is the topmost elements of the stack? 20 is going to delete out 20, and this element will be lost from stack location, and this will be lost, right? 20 will get deleted because I have popped the elements. I have popped the elements. Pop means we have deleted. Now, if you call once again this pop element, pop yes, that means take out the topmost element from the stack. What is the topmost element now? 10. So once you execute this, 10 will get deleted. So how the stack will look now? Stack will look something like this. What happens? 10 has got deleted. 10 has got deleted. Now, if you execute it once again, pop of yes, is it possible to delete an element? No. Why? Because there are no elements in the stack. So what it will give here is, it will return an error condition saying that there are no elements in the stack and we can delete the elements. So these are the fundamental data types. These are the fundamental data types. Now let us see the implementation for each and every function. Create. How do we create an element? Definition is over. Different stack operations, theoretical part is over. Now array representation I have explained. We are basically using array for representation of the stacks. Right? How do we create? The first thing is we should be able to have an stack. For that purpose, I'll take this part for explanation purpose. Right? This online mode, the advantage here is we can write the things as and when required. we can erase. Writing part will be very much helpful for us, right? Provided we have proper equipments, else it's difficult for us. Okay, right. So how do we create the stack? So this is, we are just defining some maximum size for our stack. So if you want to create the stack, what is the maximum size? That means we are limiting ourselves. When you are talking about stack, how many elements I can insert onto the stack? How many elements I can insert onto the stack? So that is identified by size of the stack. That means hash define keyword I am using, and I am allocating some size for the stack. What is that size? 5. So I can store only 5 elements. If you want to store more elements onto the stack, that you can do, it is possible. Here you can use some size called 50. Now we are implementing our stack by using arrays. That means simply I am creating array with the name S of size what? Of stack size. What is size here? 5. So this is nothing but int S of 5. I am creating an array int S of 5. So what this line indicates, I am writing the same line. One second. What this indicates here is we have given an initial size of 5 to the stack, and we are implementing that stack by using array. What this line, second line, indicates, integer array. It is just an integer array. It is something like, I'm writing like this, int S of 5. So S is an integer array which can hold 5 elements. So S is an integer array which can hold 5 elements. So this is what is the meaning. Next, top is equal to -1. As I said, to identify the topmost element at any given point of time, we should have one pointer for the top of the stack. So that is by using top. So I will take one pointer. Below this 0, we are assuming -1. And to that location, we are making some pointer to point top. So where top is pointing now? Top is pointing to -1. So these three, after executing these three lines, this is what is the implementation which is happening at the background. The top is equal to -1. So -1 indicates that there are no elements onto the stack. -1 indicates that there are no elements onto the stack. This is how we create the stack. So while creating stack, 3 steps you have to follow. Define the maximum size for the stack. If you want, you can eliminate this step, first step. Directly you can write here, int S of 20, int S of 50, int S of 100, whatever size you want. Then initialize top to -1, because while you create, we are assuming that there are no elements in the stack. When there are no elements, top will be pointing to 0. When there are no elements, top will be pointing to 0. So assume there are 2 elements now, 20. In this case, top will be pointing here. Why? Because topmost element is 20. Assume you insert one more element. What is the topmost element now? Topmost element is 30, and always top will be pointing here. So what basically the top pointer is? It is an pointer which will be always pointing to the top of the stack. Right? So create function is over. Next, coming to, this is the theoretical part, what I told is full, because the next thing here is we want to insert elements onto the stack. But before you insert, you should check whether stack is full, because if stack is full, we cannot insert the elements. So you should check that part. Inserting an element onto the stack is called push operation, but elements are inserted from top of the stack. Once the stack is full, it is not possible to insert the elements. For that purpose, or when if you are still trying to insert an element onto the stack which is full, that is called as stack overflow. You have elements, you still want to insert them even if the stack is full. That is called as stack overflow. So consider this situation here. In this situation, stack is full, because what is the size of the stack? Stack here, it can hold only 4 elements. What are the 4 elements already present in the stack? 30, 20, 25, and 10. Other than these 4, if you want to insert one more element, then that condition is called as stack overflow. What is stack overflow? Trying to insert an element onto the stack which is already full. That is called as stack overflow. Opposite of this is stack underflow. What is underflow? Trying to delete an element out from the stack which is containing no elements. That is called as underflow. Stack is empty, but still you are trying to take out an element. That is called as stack underflow. Now, how do we check the stack full? By looking at this, how can we check the stack is full? Right? So I'll explain the logic for finding when the stack is full. So here top is equal to -1. Top is pointing to -1. Now when I insert element 10, right? When I insert 10 element 10, where the top is pointing now? Top is pointing to here. Is the stack is full now? No. If I insert one more element 20, then where top will be pointing? Top will be pointing to this element. Now if I insert one more element, say 30, now where top is pointing? Top is pointing to this location. So if I insert one more element 40, now where top is pointing? Top is pointing to this location, because top will always point to topmost location. Now if I insert one more element 50, where top is pointing now? Top is pointing to 50. Now at this point of time, we can say that stack is full. What it indicates? It indicates that stack is full. But what could be the logic to identify that stack is full? What is the size of this stack? Size of this stack is 5. It can hold 5 elements. Then where the top is pointing? Top is pointing to index value 4. So what is that 4? That 4 is nothing but stack size -1. That means if top is pointing to stack size -1, we call it as stack full. We call it as stack as full. Say specifically, I will write if when we say stack is full, if the top is it equal to, not 3 times, 2 times. If top is equal to comparison, where top is pointing now, it is pointing to index value 4. What is that 4? Specifically, generic you should write code stack size. What is stack size? STACK stack size -1. In this scenario, we say that stack is full. So what is top now? Where top is pointing? Don't consider this element. Top is pointing to index 4. 4 is it equal to what is stack size? Stack size is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is equal to 4. Condition is true. In this case, we are going to tell that stack is full. Diagrammatically also you can verify. Diagrammatically also you can verify that stack is full. But the programming logic for that, what is the programming logic for that? The stack is full, the top is pointing to, when the top is equal to maximum size of the stack -1. Why you should take -1 here? Because indexing is starting from 0. If indexing is starting from 1, you can take only if this will become 5, then this will become 5, then this you can ignore this condition. So I hope you are following. So this was the condition for checking whether stack is full. If it is full, we cannot insert the elements. So let us have this situation only now. Our stack is full. Go for next one. This is the same condition. This code. If stack size top is equal to stack size -1, return true. Stack is return 1, else return 0. The same code. This is the code for that, writing that, whatever I explained. If top is it equal to stack size -1? If it is the case, just return 1. 1 indicates true. 0 indicates false. This can also be rewritten like this. Just perform this comparison whether top is it equal to stack size -1. The outcome of this will be either 1 or 0. If it is 1, true. Else it is false. Here we are assuming that top is a global variable. Top is a global variable. Now let us come to push function, because once we are able to check whether stack is full, then you will be able to insert the elements onto the stack. So what I'll do, I'll go on inserting from the beginning. So let us go on inserting from the beginning. Right? This is the empty. So let us push some elements. What is push? To insert an element into the stack, we must check whether the space is available or not. So that we are already checking here. If the space is available, then we can insert some elements. So before insertion, what we should do? What is the logic here? How do you insert the element? What logic we should do? What actually is this? It is a top. Top is a pointer. And as we know, it is a pointer which is used for pointing to the topmost element on the stack. There are no elements. And if you want to insert one element, where it will get inserted? It will get inserted at this location. To insert to this location, you should be able to point to this location first. So that means this top should come and point to this location. That means you should perform top plus plus. Present the top, increment it by 1, top plus 1. Then what happens? Top will be incremented and it will be made to point to this location. Then you can insert some element here. Now where top is pointing, ignore this top. Now top has been incremented. Where top is pointing, instead of writing this side, I'll write this side. Top. Now, if you want to insert one more element, where it will get inserted. How do you identify this location? Make use of the top pointer. Increment the top. Again, execute this. What happens? Top will be pointing to here. Now make top to point here. Ignore this. Then insert element. So basically, for insertion as well as for deletion, we will use the same pointer, that is top. If you want to insert one more element, 30, what is the procedure? Increment the top by 1. Make it to point to the topmost location. Ignore the previous top. Ignore the previous top. Then insert the new element. That is the simple procedure. What is the simple procedure? Increment the top, insert the new element. That's it. Right? I'll come as per the code now, as per the function. Right? This is what is the function. First, we have to check whether stack is full. The same function what we studied just now, that is repeated, because what is the condition? Before you want to insert some element onto this stack, first you should check whether it is full. Because if it is full, we cannot insert the elements. First you check that. So that's what we are checking here. In the useful, is full we have studied just now. If it is not full, means we can insert the elements. What is the procedure? Increment the top by 1. Increment the top by 1. 1 second, I got something else for this. All right, I will take this function this way. So what the push logic says here? The logic, it says that before you insert an element onto the stack, yes, let it be like this only. Else I'll keep this function here, I'll rewrite here. Because writing other part will be easy for us. Yes. So just beside this, I'll go on explaining. What is that? We have the stack now. We have the stack. What is the name that we are given? We have given yes. What is the size of the stack? It is having a size of 5. What are the index values? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is already available. And where top is pointing, -1. So top is pointing to -1. This is the available entity. With this, we should perform the insertion. First, you check whether stack is full. First, you check this condition. No, it is not full because there are elements. How do you check? Top is equal to stack size -1. So is top, is it equal to stack size, yes size -1? If is it true, you should check. If it is true, then only we can right? If it is true, we cannot insert the elements. In this case, it is false because where top is pointing to -1. But is pointing to -1. So -1, is it equal to stack size is what? 5. -1 is it equal to 4? If it is false, then we are free to insert the elements. So for inserting, what we have to do? Increment the top by 1. Look at the code here. So what it says, increment the top by 1. Where top is pointing to 0. So when you perform top equal to top plus 1. So when you perform this top is equal to top plus 1. I am incrementing this. I am executing this line. So what it indicates, top is equal to top plus 1. Because what is the procedure? First you have to increment the top. So in this scenario, what happens? This top will be made. This top will be made to point to this location. Where top, because -1 plus 1 is what? -1 plus 1 is what? It is 0. What happens? Top is pointing to 0. Now at that location, you insert the element. So how do you access this element? S of top, that is equal to this location. How do you access the array locations? Name of the array by using index value. So S is the array. What is the index? 0. So S of top equal to item. At that location, insert the item. So S of 0. So S of 0 will be item. So say if you want to insert these elements, I want to give these elements 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. These are the elements which we want to insert onto the stack. So S of 0. First, as per this, top is what? 0. S of 0 is item. What is the item that I want to insert? 10. So 10 will get stored here. Right? So if you call the same function for the next time, check this condition. If top is it equal to stack size -1, is it true now? So what is top? Top is 0. Is it equal to what is stack size -1? 4. No, it is false. That means still we have space. We can insert the element. 10 is already inserted. So what is the procedure for inserting? Increment the top by 1. So again increment the top by 1. So perform top is equal to top plus 1. So what this will make? This line will make top to point to this location. So again top is getting incremented. Ignore the previous top because we are changing it. Now how do you insert? How do you access this element? S is name. S of 1 is the index. S of 1 or S of top. So S of top. What is top now? Top is 1. So S of 1 is equal to item. What is the item? Second item is 20. So S of 1 is equal to 20. So 20 will get inserted at this location. Right? Next, if you call it for the third time, again, increment the top by 1. First thing is, if you want to insert, increment the top first. Increment the top. Make the top to point to this location. Where top is pointing now? Top is pointing to 2. So write what? S of top is equal to item. Nothing but S of what is top? Top is 2. S of 2 is equal to item. What is the next item that we want to insert? 30. So 30 will get inserted. So at this location, we will be having 30. Next, if you want to insert next element, what is 40? Again, perform the same thing. Check the condition, it is false. Put the top by 1. Make the top to point here. Ignore the previous one. Make the top to point here. And at that location, what is top now? S of 3 is equal to 40. What is, because next item is 40. So S of 3 equal to 40 will get inserted here. If you want to insert one more element, follow the same procedure. Increment the top by 1. So where top is pointing to index value 4. At that location, insert the element called 50. Now assume this is the normal scenario. Assume there is one more element which you want to insert and the element called as 60. Is it possible to insert? No. But still we should check that condition. How to check? What is the top index now? See, already you have inserted these 5 elements. And if you want to insert one more element 60 and you call that push function once again. So when you call that function once again, you should check whether space is available on the stack or not. How do you check? Top. What is the value of top now? 4. Is it equal to, what is stack size? 5. What is 5 minus 1? 4. 4 is equal to 4. Condition is true. Once condition is true, we will say that stack is full. We will say that stack is full and we cannot insert the elements, and that is where the execution stops. So this was the scenario for push operation. That is trying to insert an element onto the stack. That is called as push. Right? I hope the things are clear. So this is the function which is empty. Now before you delete out an element from the stack, you should check whether it is empty. So by looking at this scenario, I will write our example stack once again. Right? The example stack, what we are considering, I'll write it once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S is name of the stack, and where top will be pointing, top is pointing to -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, by looking at this, we can say that stack is empty. We already know that. But what could be the logic for identifying that stack is empty? So we can say stack is empty only when top is pointing to -1. So can I write code for this something like this? If our top is it equal to -1, then I say that printf what stack is empty and we cannot delete the elements. That's it. Stack is empty and we cannot delete the elements. So that is a simple code for writing. How do you write? How do you check is empty? If top is equal to -1, true or false? If top is equal to -1, it is true. Stack is empty. Else there is space. So this is the sample scenario. When top is equal to -1, stack is empty. Now pop. What is pop? Deleting an element from the stack is called as a pop operation. And what is stack underflow? If the stack is empty and still you are trying to take out an element from the stack, this is the scenario. In this case, there are no elements, but still you are trying to take out or delete out an element from the stack. Then that is called as underflow. That is called as stack underflow. So let us write the code for that. When you can see here, these are the sample scenarios. This is after deleting 10. This is the scenario after deleting 10. When you go on deleting all the elements, this will be the scenario where top is pointing to -1. Now, how do we say? We should first check the empty condition. If empty condition is not there, then take out the topmost element. So this is the sample function for pop. I'll take out this and I'll paste it here. There is yes. Any issues? I'll complete in 5 more minutes. Will we have some time? 1 second. Right? So this is the sample function for pop. I'll take our example stack. Two, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is size of the stack. This is the name of the stack. Index value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 10, 20, 30. Now I have written some scenario. Can anyone tell me now where the top is pointing? Where the top should be pointing? Someone please respond. Where the top should be pointing?
30, sir.
Yes. Where? Where top should
30.
point? Yes. Top should point to 30. Right. Now, if I insert some more elements, say 40 and 50, as per this, the top should point to 50, right? Now, before you take out, if you want to take out, it is possible to delete only the topmost element. What is topmost element? 50. You cannot delete 40. You cannot delete 30. You cannot delete 20. If you want to delete 40, first you should delete 50. Because the property. So before you delete, you should check whether if top is it equal to -1 in this case? No. Where top is pointing? So top is equal to 4. The element present at top is 50. But what is the index value of top? Index value of top is 4. So when I talk about top, I am referring to index. Please be careful. When I talk about top, we are talking about this index value. We are not talking about the element which is present there. Right? Now, if this is not the case, simply what you do, return s of top minus minus. So it does. How do you write s of top minus minus? What it indicates here is what is the topmost element of the stack. What it gives, it will return 50. Then decrement. This is post decrement. You must have studied in C. Post decrement. After deleting this element, then decrement the top. This must be the scenario, because once you delete 50, what will the topmost element? 40 will be the top element. Once you delete that, 40 will be the top element. So top 15 got deleted. Actually, 50 will be present here for our understanding purpose. I am writing it like this because next time when you insert, it will get overwritten. This is how the top s of top minus minus works. Now, if you want to take out one more element, how the pop works? If you want to take one more element, again execute this code. So where top is pointing now? Top is pointing to 3. What is s of 3? S of 3 is 40. So this is going to return a value of 40. Take out the topmost element, then decrement the top. That is top minus minus. Post decrement. The meaning of this here is first execute this part, then perform this part. That means the meaning here is first use the present value of top, then decrement it by 1. Use the present value of top, then decrement it by 1. What is the present value of top now? Present value of top is 3. So it is like I am writing 3 minus minus. So what is s of 3 now? 40. 40 will be returned. Then top will be decremented to 2. So top will be decremented to 2. That is what is called as post decrement. First use the present value, then decrement the top. That is what is called as post decrement. Same way we will go on deleting all the elements. So if you execute it once again, if you execute the delete element, delete operation once again, s of top minus minus. Is top is equal to -1? Where top is pointing to 2. It is not equal to -1. Still we can delete element. Then what is the present value of top now? Present value of top is 2. So what it indicates here is 2 minus minus. That means whatever is present at s of 2, first access that. What is present at s of 2? 30 we have. It will return us 30. After that, decrement the top. First use the top value, then decrement it. So this is getting decremented. And now top is pointing to 1. So we have successfully deleted the element. So same way we'll be able to delete all the elements. So when we delete all the elements, what will be the case? When we delete all the elements, the last case will be when we delete all the elements, then top is pointing to -1. Because there are no elements. There are no elements. In this way, we will be deleting all the elements and top is pointing to -1. When top is pointing to -1, see here. What is top now? top is -1. So come to the condition, is -1, is it equal to -1? If -1 is it equal to -1? True. Then return 1. What it means? Stack is empty. Stack is empty and we cannot delete the elements. And these were the fundamental operations on the stack. So in today's class, we have studied all the fundamental operations onto the stack.